Hello snowboarders of the internet, I am your host TC, and today I will be reviewing the Rossignol Retox. This board is equipped with Rossignol's AmpTech Elite camber profile, so what that's going to do is that's going to give you all that pop, snap, and drive you're looking for out of a full camber board, plus that edge hold. This board comes in a 147, a 150, a 153, and a 156. I rode this board at Copper Mountain where it was a beautiful sunny day. Temperatures definitely got warmer throughout, where it kind of turned a little bit slow, a little bit sloppy there, but honestly right when we got there it was great groomers. It was empty. The only place that was busy was the park, pretty much where I was riding this thing all day. I used my Jones Mercury bindings and ride fused boots. When we're talking flex on this board, it comes in around the middle of the road, I'll say. But when you get to the nose and the tail, it feels a tad bit stiffer there just because that camber goes all the way out to pretty much the nose and tail where your contact points are at the very end there. When you're flexing it torsionally, it matches that middle of the road stiffness just like it does underneath your foot there. When we're talking stability, it is damp with lively tendencies where when you're going in and out of turns, it wants to kind of spring in and out of them, but it's going to still cut down on all that chatter and chunder that you might encounter out there. Ollieing on this board is very fun. It does return all of that energy that you're putting into it, so when you just lean back to really pop it, you're going to feel a nice snap. Be aware that snap is going to come at you a little bit faster than honestly I expected. When you're taking it off jumps, it is very comfortable. I pretty much lived on the medium jump line the whole time at Copper on it and had no problems. I probably wouldn't step to the large line with it, but it felt very stable on that medium line. When I spun jumps with it, it spun really fast. With those blunted tail and nose on it, it really spins quickly, so just be aware if you're riding something a little bit bigger or used to something a little bit bigger, just keep that in mind to slow down that rotation. If you're enjoying this video, make sure you like, subscribe, click that bell, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss any content we have coming out. When you're buttering on this board, you do have pretty much the identical sweet spot on both ends, where halfway in between the logo and the tail, I would say pretty much like right before that contact point is where you're gonna have that sweet spot. Same with on the nose as well. You will feel that it does have a little bit more resistance to it. I wouldn't say it fights you or anything like that, but you're gonna feel it kind of just pressing against you. Now, when you are exiting a butter, it exits very well. It pops right out of it, no problem there. When you're jibbing, you will feel pretty much the same exact sweet spot on the tail and the nose when you're pressing on rails, that sort of thing. When you're sliding in between your feet, it wants to hold right in the middle there just because of that full camber zone. I did notice if I was sliding off early, this nose would actually try to hold on to the rail just to complete it. Felt kind of weird, but I remember that from the old version that I rode 10 years ago or something like that. But overall, great for buttering and jibbing. It definitely excels in this area. This board surprised me carving, honestly, just because of how well it did every different type of carve. When you're approaching a rail or anything like that, those short, quick micro carves, super easy, super fast edge to edge there. When you're going for those medium or larger carves, even at high speeds, it holds very well. You just feel that board just kind of flex right in between your feet and just hold that whole contact point there. When you get to the Euro carves, you definitely can just keep your weight centered over the board and you'll be totally fine. You can leave a nice little trench behind you and not worry. I had no problems with like any toe bite or anything like that, just because it is on that mid-wide side where it wasn't a problem for me. Even on the heels, I never felt anything dig in or anything like that. It just was very smooth and nimble. Rider in mind. This board is made for that intermediate to advanced rider that pretty much spends all of their time in the park there. They're hitting jumps, they're going out and jibbing. They're pretty much just doing everything under the sun. If you want to support us further, head on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP. Sure, I could explain it here, but we have a great video over there getting into it really in depth. I really enjoyed this board. I actually owned the first year ever of this board where It doesn't seem like it's changed much to me, or if it has, they kind of changed it back to what it used to be when I owned it, just full camber, can't get away from it. And I mean, it was awesome then and it's awesome now. I think it does carve a little bit better than the version I owned, and that's not just because it does still have a full heel side edge on it where I ripped mine out the first day, but this thing's super fun, super snappy, and I just really enjoyed taking it off jumps. Like, I could easily have this as a park board and have no gripes about it. Comparable boards: Arbor Metal Machine, Jones Tweaker, and K2 Afterblack. Recommended bindings: the Yes Select, the Union Force, and the Rome 390 Boss. This has been my review of the Rossignol Retox. If you liked it, make sure you go on over and check out our comparable board reviews that we have up.